Hey YouTube, let's do this. And guess who's back?
You with caution, but not to let you be aware of my fear. Never know what you'll find. Don't understand your kind round here. Watching your moves, they look so radical. Hearing your words, they sound fanatical. Something inside reveals you're magical. Oh, I can't get enough. You're a strange animal. That's what I know. But you're a strange animal. I got to follow. Stick a line in your system, analyzing the defenses you hold, trying to open wide, hoping to step inside your soul. But everything here is unfamiliar.
And hey, everybody, welcome to Squatch Talk. I'm Pat. Sorry about the lateness. I was waiting for a good signal, um, and my dinner ran a little long. Um, and I just lost 15 cents because I got to play my most favorite intro song to the show. So who cares? Like, I'd pay 15 cents to be able to play that song, like every time. Uh, so so that's where we're at, man. Night three, day three out here, and boy, was it a day! I don't know if you saw the title of the show, but yeah, it was a day. Um, I could have used a raptor today, like a real one. Um, so yeah, guess I'll get that out of the way. Had a copperhead come into camp today, and thank God Petey was in the tent. Um, Basically, man, I followed his ass into. I'm yelling for Ernie because he's got the snake shot, and finally get his attention. I'm keeping my eye on the copperhead, and it's heading right for the freaking thick ass rhododendron thing over here that I just want to light on fire. But um, Ernie finally comes out. He can't see it, but I kept my eye on it the whole time, and I saw it moving. At this point, it's up in the rhododendron. So, I mean, it's camouflaged as hell, but I know exactly where it's at. I grab the pistol and fire three shots of snake shot, hopefully into it. I mean, I wounded it for sure. I don't know if I mortally wounded it. I certainly didn't blow its head off because couldn't see its head. I could just see like its midsection. So I hit it with the snake shot for sure, and I couldn't find it. And I wasn't going to go into that thick rhododendron man it, with a snake that was wounded and completely hidden at that point. So I don't know what happened to the snake. I don't know if it's dead. I don't know if it's still. I mean, those things could like they can like squiggle around for 12 hours. You know, even if you cut their heads off. Um, um. So I might go on a hunt to see if I can see if I can find it because it's going to be a lot easier to spot at night with the lights. It'll be a lot easier to see. So I may go looking for it tonight. Um, Again, it'll be way easier to see it, and hopefully I find a dead snake, a dead copperhead, because not knowing where it was, I mean that was stressing me out. But I mean, I definitely hit it with snake shot. It's just to what degree I have no idea because it was able to keep moving, obviously. And I found out that Petey's not gun shy because this happened about 15 feet away from him in the tent. Um, so so um, thank God it turned out the way it did. I mean, those things are devilishly like dangerous and evil. You know, I certainly don't want to get bit by one. Don't want my dog to get bit by one. I mean, it's all survivable, but just a pain in the butt or the ankle. So anyway, that was my big excitement at camp, I guess. Um, so I don't know. That's the camp report. It's pretty much all I got. Everything else was administrative shit I had to deal with, and conversations, and Ernie and I made a supply run into town. He's still not feeling great, but he's on some meds, so I think he'll be good tomorrow. Oh, anyway, I don't know. That's the personal shit. For anybody who cares how the camping trip is going, have a good fire tonight. I I went with I started the fire out big. I said screw it. It's actually really comfortable here. Um, Even though there's supposedly like a heat dome. It's supposed to be like 100 degrees in Atlanta today. It was not here up in the mountains. And right now, I mean, if it ain't 72, it's 70. Um, so so I started the fire out big, which was the right decision to make, because I got a nice, huge, like good hot bed of coals, man. And I had a ribeye, um, and yeah, I mean, it took me maybe 4 minutes to cook it like perfectly, perfectly. I mean, I cooked it perfectly. Um, so um, I'm gonna be out here for a minute. Uh, this is a long camping trip. I did one, what, 8 months ago, like back at the end of September into October. I did a week. So I'll probably do about the same here on this one. um I don't know, it's kind of a choose my own adventure scenario. So I kind of have a little bit of that freedom right now, but I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna go live every single night. Like, I don't know, like maybe I'll do like an early morning coffee stream, actually, during the day, take you guys on a tour, because I mean, I can actually, like, I can go live StreamYard off this guy now, so I can do cool stuff like that. Mhm. Well, thanks, I appreciate it. Like, I'm trying to, but it's like it's a mix of business and pleasure. So like today was just nonstop, especially with the copperhead showing up. Like, I mean, I was on the phone talking to somebody. I look over and I caught the movement. And boom, went into action. Yeah, bud. I try and be as careful as I can. Um, but it's summertime. It's the woods. They're around. Other things are around too. I mean, like, like cooking a ribeye comes at a potential price. Attracting maybe an overzealous bear. Come on, fire! You can do better than that, man. I had you going better than that. Um, you know, I mean, it's kind of an irresistible smell, but usually they don't they don't come around when people are around. But you never know, man. Might get a loco one. Uh, so yeah, man. Um, that's That's what happened today. And so yeah, I had a late dinner, and that was part of the reason why I was late here. And I was looking for my 5G wasn't like popping up, and it is now. I only have one bar, so hopefully it's not like too bad of a quality. Um, so I was waiting for that 5G indicator too. So what's up, man? Let's talk Squatch. Um, I guess I got a couple of things on my mind. I mean, sorta. Um, I mean, number one, I mean, I watched some really silly stuff today on one particular channel, and it's almost sad. This delusion, just absolute delusionism. That has now infested people that can easily create a show, easily create a channel. StreamYard's easy to use, and they can go on there and just spew their delusional beliefs. You know, it's kind of sad. I don't want to make fun of them because it's a like a, I almost want to say like a psychosis, man, just an obsession with a belief that is just too. It's such a strong belief that it creates these delusional moments of like Bigfoot that isn't it's not there, you know. But yeah, and I mean, and it's like, man, I wish I could have a conversation with the guy, but I don't think. I mean, it's really hard to rip people away from their like cherished beliefs. Like you can't intellectually interject logic and reasoning into them. I mean, you can make them uncomfortable because they start realizing that, maybe what you're saying is true. And then that makes them uncomfortable and sometimes angry. Um, so whatever, it's not worth doing. Um, but also noticed that like nobody like Nikki didn't stream tonight, nor did Coles. Um, I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. Ah, man. Damn it. Spilled Coca Cola on me. Um, but the other thing, like, so an interesting post I saw from Brian, Brian King Sharp. And it's rather lengthy. Um, I don't, he, I don't think he wrote it. I'm pretty sure he didn't write it. Um, but it had to do with minimal viable population and sort of the uh, you know benefits or not of harvesting one, so of collecting a specimen, killing one. And it was an interesting post. Nikki was on tonight. I don't know, I didn't see her in the feed. Okay, my bad then. Somehow I got that wrong and missed it. I guess that was earlier. I was dealing with. I was probably charging all my stuff. Um. Okay. All right. So I was wrong about Nikki. Um. Anyway, so this post again. I mean, it's lengthy. It's intelligent. It's talking about minimal viable population and sort of the facts, the known facts around that with mammals. Um. How that could relate to Bigfoot. and would there be a benefit to killing one because of like the potential for low population numbers, um, or not, you know, or just kind of leave them be. So it'd be an interesting topic to actually dive into. Most everybody is too scared to talk about, like, have a very real and serious discussion about kill or no kill, and that's because like they think the audience is just the entire audience is just gonna pull their hair out and scream, "No, don't kill the poor Bigfoot," you know, and that's not true. There might be a loud vocal minority that act that way, but I think most people can handle an actual discussion about it, you know. And so I think that discussion needs to be had along with the idea of population, which I love that like population is starting to get talked about in different places now. Thank you. um, because that's extremely important to the subject. um, so um, so anyway, if you happen to catch that post, read it. It's interesting, and I left a comment basically saying, hey dude, like, okay, blah blah blah, this that. I think this is worth exploring further in a live show setting with a panel, the right panel. No idiots allowed. And I want to be on that. I want to be a part of that discussion. We can do it on my channel. We can do it on your channel, Brian. But I think that like those two things together would make for very interesting discussion. Because I definitely I have thoughts about it. I don't have a strong opinion like when it comes to like killing one. Like we should try and kill one, or no 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 don't, that that's bad. I don't have a strong opinion either way, but I do have thoughts. Um, mm, mm, what right now? Right now, or what I shot the snake with? Because those are two different guns. Right now, I got a 38 with 3 rounds of snake shot, but I shot the copperhead with a or what whatever how much a percentage I ended up shooting the copperhead. I that 357 Magnum with 3 rounds of snake shot and no hearing protection. So that rattled my fucking head, man. Immediate headache, ears are ringing. They're still ringing a little bit. So yeah, I mean, but PD's not gun shy. And in fact, dude, when I let him out of the tent, he went straight for that redundant. So he smelled something. I'm hoping he smelled that snake's blood. I'm thinking it's what it had to have been. Because he just went straight for that redundant. And I'm like, no, 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 no. you know. So I had to pull him away from that and create, give him a boundary. That's a no go zone. And he understands that stuff pretty well. Although he's in timeout right now because while I was fixing my headlamp, the little fucker ran out into the field. And so I get done fixing my headlamp and I'm looking for him, calling him, and he's nowhere in camp. And so, of course, I start having a heart attack. And, and he's not coming. I'm calling him, he's not coming, which is not that's not normal for him. But I found him out in the damn field, which is the worst place for him to just be trolling around, man, with potential like coyote potential, you know. But anyway, he's in timeout. He's in the tent. He's a bad boy. You're a bad boy, Petey. Doing that. So anyway, you know, see, I don't think that if it's an undiscovered primate, I mean, I think there's ways of like getting there without killing one. Like it you have to convince enough professionals to get involved, and then the money comes with that. And then actual real science is happening that Bigfooters are not capable of doing. I hate this term citizen scientist. I wish Meldrum would stop saying it because he's endorsing it. And it's no, no, no. Real professionals with real backing, with real money, um, would do a thousand time better job of figuring this out. And so, what I think is going to, my thing with that is how is that bridge built? That bridge is built with filmed observations, long form that are conclusive, and then science will follow. So, you know, um, whatever, dude. If grandma runs one over tomorrow and knows what to do with it, so be it. Mystery solved. Yeah, I hear you, man. There's there's a lot there, right? I mean, there's a lot to that. um, I know that much. But yeah, I mean, all of Europe is uh, is not gun friendly. Mm. But here in America, you can pretty much have any gun you want. Um, so, like some guns are, harder to get than others and cost more. Like, but you could buy. I mean, you can own a fully automatic fucking rifle uh, in the U.S. You can own a Barrett 50 cal. Yeah, so which is the way it should be. Darn it. Because I'll be honest with you, dude, I don't want to like do fucking close quarters hand to hand combat with a fucking copperhead. Like, you know, I I thought about it, but I really didn't have anything close to really chop on it. Like my shovel was far away. Um, the copperhead was between me and the machete. Um, so I mean, like, I start beating on it with a stick. Next thing I know, man, it's like, just like coming at me. Like so, you know, I knew I could if I could just get the snake shot to me. But the damn thing got up in the damn redundant, man. That shit's thick, and it would have disappeared had I not just like focus kept my eye on it and I could see the movement. I could see the movement. Anyway, like I said, I might go looking for it tonight. Anyway, so um, yeah, I think that would be a great show to discuss. Minimum viable population, and also the kill no kill thing, and discuss it in a responsible, honest, non-emotional way. I don't care that some people get emotional about when you say, even, like, bring up the question, well, should we? I don't care that certain people get emotional about that. It's not an emotional discussion. you know it's just a um it's just a discussion that, like, needs to happen in a, intelligent, honest way for either side. you know Either side can make their points without it being an emotional sort of argument. So um but it's more so the population thing, and the minimal viable population, um which is like this 50 rule to 50 to avoid inbreeding, um and then 50 to 500 to advanced into a more long-term, uh, higher population. And so if Bigfoot's an undiscovered upright walking hominin, like, that that arrow ain't important. It's not pointing north, man. Like, it has to be pointing south. Um, that population can't be thriving and growing. It can only be, like, dying out or close to extinction, maybe already in the inbreeding phase. I mean, that's my opinion, because, like, even if there's, I mean, certain areas would thrive more, but there's areas where, number one, either Bigfoot's just not, and it's the greatest example of Bigfoot on the fucking brain ever, like Florida, where they're just not there, or they won't be soon. You know, I don't know, Derek. You'd have to go read the post. It's there's a nomenclature for it. It's like the 50 to 500 rule, minimum viable population rule. Okay, like, yes, this was not like my this was not my research paper that I wrote. So I'm just passing the information along. Um, right. So like it's different areas of the country. It's like, well, you know, like, even if you take, like, say, Pennsylvania and upstate New York, um, which are kind of disconnected. I mean, the oh, Jesus, man, blanking out. What the hell's in the Adirondacks are kind of their own mountain range. Um, but even if, whatever, you just take upstate New York, and the Adirondack range is huge. Like, that is a large, actually very large area of a lot of remoteness. Um, um, I mean, you can access it, but, like, most of it's remote. Like, similar to North Georgia, you can access parts of North Georgia, but most of it's remote. Not no trails, no fucking roads. But the Adirondacks, like, times 10. You know, so if they're there, which they could be. Well, they could never interact with the ones that are out on the West Coast. You know, right? And so, if there are any Bigfoot in Florida, I'm sorry, they're trapped there. There's just no viable way for them to like get out of that state. And there's nobody, no matter how hard they try or however many excuses they want to make, that could ever actually explain how they could. Like people will say, "Oh no, there's green belts. I'm sure they could." I'm like, no, it's not that simple, man. There's 8 million fucking people that live in Georgia. Like, really? And that's the state most connected to Florida. Um, so whatever. So if they're in Florida, they're going extinct there. Um, but I think if they were ever in Florida, they're already extinct there. Like I pretty much made up my mind that there are no Bigfoot in that state. Could be wrong, but like I said, if there are, they don't have a lot of room to work with, and I can't imagine that their population is thriving. So when you get into the population numbers, and especially when you're talking about you know MVP, then what you're talking about are different parts of the country where people say Bigfoot are, and a lot of those different parts of the country where they say Bigfoot are, well, those each one of them is pretty much their their population there, and that's it. It's not connected to over here. Same thing with the Ouachita Range. You know, um, like it's over there, almost in the center of the country, right there. Like if they're there, they're never leaving there. You know, they're never connecting to the tribes up in Northern California. They're never going to connect to the population that's in the Appalachians. You know, I mean, they're trapped because I mean they're just surrounded by nothing but flat, heavily populated areas. Um, so, um, so then you know I mean that's thought provoking. It should be, you know. Um, so really, I mean, to me, the 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 Appalachian chain is really the only long distance kind of movement, that place in the country where they have long distance movement. I mean, it might be similar like out west, in the Pacific Northwest. Um, uh, it might be similar, like up into Canada, and then yeah, once you start talking about Canada, I mean, Canada is just so much vast nothingness. Um, I think that's where most of them would be. You know, um, because there's really no people to bother them. Um, so, but then again, if they're up in the vast remoteness of parts of Canada, um, again, they're never going to interact with the ones that are supposedly in Florida. It's never happened, or even upstate New York, probably. Mm, so it's a lot to think about. It's just very thought provoking stuff. Um, and I think it'd make for a great 2 hour conversation with the right 4 or 5 people. Um, you know, But yeah, mm, that's really the only sort of Bigfoot thoughts that went through my head today. Except that damn snake Bigfoot threw at me. He threw that snake at me. I'm telling you, it was tied in a knot. Um, Again, except for like silly show I watched. I don't know why I bother watching them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just need to stop watching the stupid BS. Uh, Sometimes it gets me all fucking worked up and shit. Sometimes I'm like, I don't need that. Um, but yeah, man, don't have much more, man. If you guys want to make a comment, ask a question, now would be the time. Do a quick eye shine check. Whoa. But, by the way, it's how I found Petey. It was with this guy. I caught his eye shine in the field. That's how I spotted him. Nope, just the spiders, as usual. It's weird that there's not as many. Like, dude, like back in October, like there were hundreds of spiders around camp. But like I could almost count like single one. It was probably like I could count like a dozen. And I'm like, shouldn't it be the opposite? Like, shouldn't this place be infested with spiders now, not in October? I don't get that. Mhm. Mm. No, no, probably not. Probably not, my friend. Yeah, man, I'm going nuts with the nicotine. I just am, man. Uh, I am. I should probably dial that back. Okay, I still have a viable fire going that I could bring back to life pretty quick. That's good. Yeah. Oh yeah, is that right? For what reason? I mean, I'm gonna go look for the hopefully dead snake later. But no, I don't. I have no interest in like wandering around in the woods in the dark. I mean, especially these woods are extremely thick, and man, these batteries don't last long either. Like I'm having some. I think I need to make a battery run tomorrow because my lights are getting like not so good. I mean, this thing fucking it chews them up. Like it's not. I changed the batteries tonight, and it's not as bright as it was when I changed the batteries. So, but yeah, screw that. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I mean, I think that's a fair statement. Again, like Ernie and I were talking about that yesterday, and it's like, you know, it, we both agreed to, leave that door open of, yeah, this might be something going on there that we don't understand, but without doing the irresponsible thing of filling that don't understand void with imagination, which is what woo is. That's what woo is. It's just people's imagination. That's it. Nothing more. I mean, nobody seems to know much about these things. Um, Nobody seems to know much more than anybody else. You know, I mean, I guess there's like certain specific areas, like Meldrum with his understanding of foot morphology, and so him and tracks. There's some specific things, but you nobody seems to really know what's going on. And again, I mean, the waters are so incredibly muddied with just the contradictions and the false narratives, um, that are just feeding into an echo chamber, endlessly, daily. And so, like that's just convoluted nonsense. It doesn't have anything to do with the actual phenomena. It 100% a people thing, you know. And there's like a thousand different levels of that kind of insanity, delusionalism. So I mean, you know, that's a lot of stuff to sort through. And there's no doubt that people, like people have seen these things up close and personal. Like, I truly believe that. You know, but what that is, I don't know. They look like primates. Fair enough. But um, there's just too many reasons. There's too many valid and poignant, good reasons for anybody in this world to say, like, ah, Bigfoot's not real. Bigfoot doesn't exist. I mean, there are good logical reasons to make that case. But if I'm like where I'm at is, I mean, it's surely it's a good starting point to assume that it's some sort of upright walking hominid. But if you're going to make that assumption, you have to follow, they would have to be elusive and rare law comes with that assumption. So again, man, it gets repetitive. But I guess, I mean, that's just ultimately the best way I can describe it, is that, you know, if you're somebody that's going to take that stance and be like, well, no, these things are definitely just undiscovered hominins, then you have to accept the fact that they would have to also be very elusive and rare. And so then you would have to reject all the narratives that contradict that. So, like, really, it's that kind of easy to sort out. It's sort of polarized, and it's that polarization that really needs to clash, and it needs to clash in a public way. But Bigfooters are too scared. Mm, okay, but they're a known animal, and if one wanted to see one or find one, it wouldn't be that difficult. So, you know, comparing moose to what a Bigfoot would have to be. I mean, like, you're talking about one of the most amazing biological discoveries in, like, modern human history. Not a moose. Moose is a in where they're populated. They're quite common. You know. Um, sure, but they still hunt. It's not like they'll never see a deer again or never see a moose again. You know, I've seen videos of of moose in people's yards. So I mean, it's just not that's just not even a same planet comparison. Like, the bottom line is, if Bigfoot's an undiscovered primate, then it would absolutely have to be elusive and rare. There's just no way around that, or you know, we'd have them. You know, the Patterson film would mean nothing to us because they would have been filmed 1,000 times since then. Um, Somebody would have fucking shot one in the face dozens of times. I mean, like, eh, you know, the opposite of elusive and rare is uh, um, everywhere and engaging. And if Bigfoot was everywhere and engaging, there'd be dead ones. Again, there'd be thousands of hours of footage of them. So that you can't square that circle. It's like I said, it's polarized. It's very polarized. Oh, jeez. Staring into the computer screen just makes everything like almost blindness when I look away. Heard the heard the what's the fire? I heard the whippoorwill earlier, but not for long. And then it went away. Yeah, I mean exactly. Iron Dogger. I mean, um, yeah. I mean, there just can't be a huge population. I mean, so like Meldrum's adjusted his numbers to like basically 3,000 in North America, and so Again, the problem is you got it. Okay, that's what he thinks. Cool. Well, let's just go with that. You have to take that 3,000 and divide it up all over the fucking continent where people are saying they're Bigfoot, and so what you end up with is there's either a very small population of Bigfoot in that area, or they're not there, and Bigfoot on the brain is a real fucking psychological issue, which I know is for a fact. Bigfoot on the brain is a psychological condition that results in false narratives. Now, so to what degree? You got real population over here, and then you got false narrative over here. Like so, the variance and the degrees in between. There's a lot of math. There's a lot of math and a lot of ways to figure that out that you know would take real effort and some professionals to be engaged in. you know, and again, like you know, it's like I don't care. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't care what people think. They can think whatever they want to think. So, um, then my guns, I'm gonna stick to them. If somebody wants to debate like any of this stuff with me, like I'm more than happy to do it at my convenience, um, in a proper form. You know, but otherwise, man, it's food for thought, something to think about, and watch. I say all this shit, and what? One will show up here tonight. Probably not. It's actually very quiet. I mean, again, the whippoorwill, like, it didn't go nuts. So it just did its thing for 15 minutes and haven't heard it since. Very quiet night here, which means that I'll probably be dealing with some ear ringing issues. Hmm. So I don't know, man. It's about all I got for the night. If you guys got anything else, I'd love to hear it. Um, hopefully, one of these days, I'll be able to put together a proper show, which takes planning in advance and stuff. I just don't have that in me right now. There's too much. There's like too much other fucking shit going on. But it's nice to be able to like do have the convenience, man. Of if I get everything charged, you know, that that I, I'm able to like just come on here, man, bounce off chat, talk to you guys, and hang out for a little bit. Um, it's kind of nice, kind of nice. So I will. I always do. You know, it's it's therapeutic. Um, but like for me, unfortunately, it's like it's business. It's like business and pleasure all at the same time. Um, which is fine. I don't know. I mean, have have the woods as your office. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? Right? And I shouldn't complain. Shouldn't complain because I do get to like enjoy being here um quite a bit. Um, so yeah, man, it's about all I got. Getting tired. It's 12:30. Should probably call it a night. I don't know. I might restoke the fire, go look for the snake, and put a couple of things away, and look forward to my coffee in the morning. That's for sure. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Iron, for dropping by. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing well. Um, I mean, let's all figure this out together, man. Let's all be adults. We can have these open, honest conversations in an adult way, respectfully. Nobody's got to get, you know. I mean, in general, I'm just speaking in general. Nobody's got to get like too attached to anything. Open mindedness is good. I'm, I'm actually a very open minded person. Um, so I'm gonna outro it, so I get to outro whatever the hell I want. Because I don't care about my 15 cents that I'm gonna lose tonight or not make. I'm done with that, man. Like I'm almost embarrassed that like I monetized my channel. I'm almost embarrassed. I shouldn't be. I know, probably being too hard on myself, but um, it's kind of a bad habit I have. I'm trying to break. So I can play whatever the fuck I want. All right, guys and gals. Um, thanks for showing up tonight and like hanging out with me. I'm glad some of you like are really digging the thing. Maybe I'll get to do one during the day. Would be like a lot cooler. You know, I could be mobile. Like I said, like I could do it off the phone, man. Take you on a little tour, show you some cool stuff. You know, you could tell me how you see a stick structure over here. I should go check it out. I don't know. It'd be fun. I think that'd be fun. But for now, I'm gonna call it a night, and I'm gonna outro it again with whatever outro I want. Because YouTube will flag me for some of this music, and I haven't even figured out which ones are flagged or not. Which is weird because I got it off YouTube for free music, but of course that's how they do it. So anyway, Thanks for being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And I'll see you next time.